The birthday message promised to ᎢℋᎪNN's little friend seems to have been postponed for more than a week. Although the mouse and cat fans have read a few articles, they have not seen a few particularly cute one. I have been thinking about it for a week, but I really can't figure out what to write and what the theme should it be, so I changed the topic without authorization. I thought about writing a composition that was off topic. Recently, I always feel that time flies very fast. After sitting in the library for a while, I can only flip through 2 or 3 books. It seems that an afternoon has passed by in a flash. Only then did I realize that a bitter, cold and long winter had slipped away like this again. Hey girl, the frightening 17 or 18 years old are over, those days filled with the little secrets of all the troubles of adolescence. It seems like it was yesterday. Suddenly there was a gust of wind, which blew clean up those shallow things that seemed to be just carbon rods crossed on the wall. Suddenly, death or destruction and the like words, that looked cool at that time were no longer in the article at hand. The person who used liked had also gone far, and the tears that people shed in the beginning have evaporated without a trace. It turned out that before you knew it, it was time to grow up. ᎢℋᎪN, I want to say that I have been reading your writings since the spring festival of the Year of the Ox, until you changed your pen name half a year ago, and now, it has really changed a lot. You don't have to be so unconfident every time you publish a new article. I tell you from the perspective of a pure reader, the writing is very good, and the progress is really great. From mechanically imitating some author's rough and hot-blooded style a year ago to the delicate, soft and fluent text now, let all of us who have been following you know that as long as you work hard and love, nothing can be done wrong. When I was 21 years old, suddenly, my honest life in school was interrupted. It was like the narrow and well-behaved path was about to come to an end, and my vision suddenly opened up. There was a lot of traffic in front of me, and I didn't know where to go. The major that I have been studying for so many years in my hand seems to have suddenly become thin in such a hustle and bustle. When thinking about my future, the word lifetime seems to be too long and heavy that people can't bear to see it. For a period of time, I was confused every day. What am I going to do in the future? Want to be imprisoned for life in a field you don't like? What is the ideal? What kind of life do you want? I know a drifting girl from Beijing. I occasionally contact and chat in the middle of the night. No matter how calm she speaks at the beginning, she always ended up being speechless. She felt a lot of anger and confusion in her heart. Regarding her parents, growth, future, and society. She talked about those bars in Sanlitun that sang every night, and what she liked, always with some indulgent and wandering words and music. I always want to say that people who are addicted to indulgent things must be depressed in their heart, and most people who like the wandering atmosphere of Bohemia don't know what wandering is, they are just confused. However, I held it back, saying it was just another argument. She could choke me back by saying everyone is different. Sometimes, everyone understands some truths. Just standing there, you will be overwhelmed. When I was 17, I was confused because of the boy who didn't know which point caught my eye. At the age of 18, I was confused about the tragic battle I forced to face it alone for the first time in my life. I was confused to choose the university campus, and subjects to study. At the age of 19, I was walking on the university campus, listening to the professor talking to himself without passion on the podium. I suddenly had a kind of doubt, why I am here? When I was 20 years old, I began to seize the time to get young. At first, there were too many distracted things passing by, as if I was spent in a mess, and I was easily fascinated. But when I was 21 years old, I realized that the road ahead is still very long, and there are still too many things to choose from. Work hard without regrets, because the elders are about to let go. The responsibility seems to be a huge net came overwhelmingly. Thinking about the rising housing prices, whether to continue studying or go out to work, whether to work professionally or start from scratch. Sometimes I feel so tired. If you don't have a dream, find one for yourself as soon as possible. It's too hard to go around. It's better to stick to a road and walk until dark like this. Hey girl, when you haven't found someone who knows how to cherish you and love you, there is still a long, long way to go. You need to go through it alone. You must be strong, love yourself. Your parents are not young anymore. Don't break their hearts. Don't start a relationship hastily just because you see everyone around you coming in and out. Sometimes, if the scenery is picturesque, no matter who stops, I will still be elegant. The girl I know was in her early 20s, has just started her internship. She is like a newly grown plant, with the freshest skin and the purest eyes. She said that she liked a man in the company. He was average in appearance, didn't make much money, had a wife, and a lover. She told me that, but I couldn't imagine such a man. What attracted her to the messy four-corner relationship? When I asked, she said, she just couldn't forget him. She couldn't forget his thoughtfulness, and the kindness he treated her. She said, he is also very good to his wife, and also to his little lover who can't help but be obsessed with. Why do you join in the fun? She was silent for a while before saying that. In fact, she knew it in her heart, but she just couldn't let it go. Girl, in fact, sometimes, at your age, you can really be a little bit more narcissistic. When you travel alone, the uncle who sits across from you eloquently shows off his knowledge and diligently helps you carry your luggage is really nothing. He smiles perfunctorily, it can't be true. When you look in the mirror, you will find how good you are, and it is worth a lot of people's efforts to hold you in their hands. When we were young, we were always taught not to take ourselves too seriously, but sometimes, we should know our own value. Whether or not there is a father who will comb a crooked braid for you when your mother is not at home. Girls, you must know in your heart that this kind of pure warmth will never be found in other men. Be better to yourself, be better, work harder in life, work harder. Look up at the starry sky, and keep your feet on the ground.